All right, to sum up what you just saw, I hope that you did get a chance to see the whole video because I did not. I'm using this for the first time. I'm in recording a lecture. So, but to sum up what the video said, the message is that great teachers make sure every student is keeping up. We've got many times what happens with novice teachers is that they are so involved with their own planning, with their own lesson plan, and trying to make sure that they cover everything, that they forget about the students and don't pay attention and focus on where they are at any given moment throughout class. So that is very important. Make sure that students, all of them, are keeping up. So remember, we're going to be looking at classroom management or group management, and then we're going to see some strategies such as, keeping eye contact with all of the students in your class, that nobody feels that you're not paying attention to them, and other strategies as well. That's a way of making sure that every one of them is accountable for what's going on in class, and so that also for you to see if they're keeping up with whatever you're offering. Now, great teachers are not afraid to change their lesson plans. It's funny that I'm talking about planning and then I'm telling you you can improvise, adapt, overcome. Yes, of course. Teaching is very much about making decisions, and many times whatever happens in class is not expected, and so you've got to be ready to change it and to adapt your plan to whatever comes up. Also, great teachers set high goals. That's at some point we discussed this in class, and it is important that we get pretty ambitious goals for our students. The greater the expectations that we may have, the more chances they're likely to achieve better results in the end. By the way, if you hear some snoring in the background, that's my dog. All right, now let me share this quotation with you that is connected to planning. To begin with the end in mind means to start with a clear understanding of your destination. It means to know where you're going so that you better understand where you are now, so that the steps you take are always in the right direction. This is taken from Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It's not connected to teaching at all, but we can learn from this that if we know where we're taking our students, then every single step along the way and decision that we make is likely to be connected to that end destination. So it is important, and this is connected to a concept that we are going to explore along with planning, which is backward design. Now, points to consider. You need to propose an approach to the development of units and teaching designed to engage students in the process. Provide a conceptual framework so that students find meaning in each activity they are given, so that they discover the big concepts of the content. Also, you need to design strategies to assess the degree of students' comprehension, knowledge, and skills. And you need to make sure that they acquire the skills, the grammar, and vocab of the assigned unit. We've got to make sure that whatever the head teacher is asking you to teach is learned by their students, and so that they feel that that this was a good investment for them to provide their students with a change of pace by having student teachers come to class, and so the head teacher is going to be happy if you cover everything. And now, like I said, we're also going to explore the concept of backward design. Now, we're going to be looking at backward design for unit planning. Design means to have purpose and intentions, and to plan and execute according to the OED, Oxford English Dictionary. And now the point is, why backward? Because, first of all, like we saw in that quotation by Covey, we need to think of our destination. What are the desired outcomes that we expect from our students. Once we get that, then we can then think of what will be the evidence that is going to show us that the students have learned, have reached, have accomplished those outcomes. And after we think of the evidence that we want, then we go ahead and plan the units and the lessons. This, of course, is far from following a textbook page by page. And so it is also not combining fun activities. You know, teaching is supposed to be fun. It's nice if it's fun. Now, the point is that it's not a lesson is not just a sequence of fun activities. Activities are fun if you put your energy into it, and of course, if they're innovative, if the activities are engaging, appealing to them, of course. But we've got to make sure that all of the activities that we choose are geared towards reaching the objective, that destination that we thought of at the beginning. That's why there's a distinction between hands-on and mind-on. That is to say, hands-on is usually something practical that is done and could be taken as fun, you know. But mind-on means that it is something that is going to engage them intellectually and it's going to lead them to the place where we want them to get to with our lesson, with our unit, with our curriculum. Now, also when we plan, you're going to be given an assignment, a topic, and so you've got to ask yourselves the essential questions like, why teach this? And what for? That is to say, up to what extent whatever I choose to include in my unit is likely to be important in their overall education, in the students' general experience in education. That is to say, we need to add to that education. So therefore, here is where it makes sense that we're not just teaching grammar, we're not just teaching vocab, we're teaching students lessons that are likely to become significant for them to their overall education. Also, to respond to the question, so what? That is to say, what are we doing this at any point? They're supposed to know if you have guided them correctly and let them know why, where is it that you're going to, then they should understand, like I said at the beginning, that they should, through experiencing all of the lessons in your plan, in your unit, be able to tell where they headed. If we follow a purpose then and students know it, we could stop at any point in the process and ask them, what are we doing now? They should be able to say that, to answer. Why are you asked to do this? That is to say, every single activity that you give them is supposed to have some purpose in it. It's leading towards some sort of learning that is desired, to an outcome that we would like them to get. What is this going to help you achieve? Whatever they're doing. How is this connected to what you did previously? And how will you show what you've learned? Now, all of these questions should be something that they should be ready to answer at any point in your class. And when you become teachers, at any point during the year, they should be able to answer those questions in any class, whether at the beginning or at the end. They're supposed to be aware